Number 22, Jackson Summerall. Number 11, Nolan Hall. Number 12, Cale Green. Number 4, Dane Springer. Number 3, Carson Crosby. Number 10, Wyatt Martin. Number 8, Spencer Fugate. Number 17, Dalton Taylor. Number 18, Alexis Sanchez. Your head coach tonight will be Wes Thompson, accompanied by his assistant coaches, Braden Ballard and Bryce Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the Mabank baseball program welcomes and honors members of our military and first responders. Now let's meet your Mabank Panthers. Number 1, Gavin Foote. Gavin is escorted this evening by Megan Foote. Megan is an LVN. Megan Foote has been a nurse for 8.5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, LVN Megan Foote. Number 2, Maddox McCrossan. Maddox is escorted this evening by Captain Ryan Truelove. Captain Truelove is a firefighter for the Dallas Fire Department, Station 24, Fort Hatcher. Captain Truelove has served for 26 years on the department. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Ryan Truelove. Number 3, Matthew Ratley. Matthew is escorted this evening by Tim Ratley, E7 Sergeant First Class. Sergeant First Class Ratley has served for 12 years active duty in the Army and 4 years in the Army Reserve. Ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant First Class Tim Ratley. Number 4, Tucker Davis. Tucker is escorted this evening by firefighter Dylan Mormon. Dylan has served as a firefighter at Payne Springs Fire Department for 3 years. Ladies and gentlemen, firefighter Dylan Mormon. Number 5, starting pitcher Cameron Van Horn. Cameron is joined tonight by Staff Sergeant Chris Johnson. Staff Sergeant Johnson is an Air Force veteran who spent 4 years serving our country, including 2 tours in Afghanistan during Operation Enduring Freedom. Staff Sergeant Johnson currently serves as an assistant principal here at Mabank High School. Ladies and gentlemen, Staff Sergeant Chris Johnson. Senior, number 8, Cameron Wilkinson. Cameron is joined tonight by E4 Corporal Michael Self. Corporal Self is a retired Marine who served 4 years from August 2003 until August of 2007 and was an 0311 infantryman who was deployed to Iraq in 2006. Corporal Self currently serves as a police officer in Corsicana, where he has served for the last 14 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Corporal Michael Self. Number 9, Slade Beasley. Slade is joined tonight by Airman First Class David Klein. Airman First Class Klein is an Air Force veteran who spent 3 years serving our country as an Air Force firefighter. Ladies and gentlemen, Airman First Class David Klein. Number 10, Quade Green. Quade is escorted this evening by his mother, Keely Green. Keely has been a registered nurse for 24 years, serving on the post-surgical unit at Texas Health Harris Methodist Hospital in Fort Worth, working PRN and as a private care nurse. Ladies and gentlemen, Keely Green. Number 11, Senior, Ty Perkins. Ty is escorted this evening by Specialist E4 Dwayne Pittman of the U.S. Army. Dwayne served for 3 years in the 173rd Airborne Brigade during Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, Specialist E4 Dwayne Pittman. Number 12, Jackson Whitaker. Jackson is escorted this evening by one of Mabank's very own, Officer Gerardo Castillo. Officer Castillo is a patrol officer who has served 3 years with the city of Mabank. Ladies and gentlemen, Officer Gerardo Castillo. Number 15, Senior Ryan Davis. Ryan is escorted this evening by firefighter and paramedic Lucas Minyard. Minyard has served for 12 years on the Specialized Rescue Team, paramedic trainer, and is a member of the hazmat team. Minyard has also been a part of several state teams and has responded to most major disasters, including tornadoes and hurricanes. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucas Minyard. Number 20, Gunnar McGilver. Gunnar is escorted this evening by Sergeant Zachary Pelkey of the United States Marine Corps. Sergeant Pelkey was a 1883 amphibious assault crewman who spent 6 years serving our country as a section leader and vehicle commander. Sergeant Pelkey currently serves as a teacher here at Mabank High School. Ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant Zachary Pelkey. Number 21, Joey Morrison. Joey is escorted by his grandfather, Army Specialist E5 Robert Cleland. Specialist Cleland served 6 years in the U.S. Army 12 Bravo Combat Engineers, which works quickly to help soldiers navigate rough terrain and physical obstacles while on combat missions. Ladies and gentlemen, Army Specialist E5 Robert Cleland. Coach Trevor Rainey. Coach Rainey is escorted this evening by his grandfather, Lawrence Rainey. Mr. Rainey is a retired Navy veteran who unfortunately could not make tonight's game due to travel. During his time in the U.S. Navy, Mr. Rainey was stationed in Pearl Harbor and was deployed on the USS Gudgeon, the first submarine to circumnavigate the globe. He also served during the Cold War in 1957. Ladies and gentlemen, Lawrence Rainey. Coach D.J. Currington. Coach Currington is escorted this evening by Chief Joey Rich. Chief Rich has been in law enforcement for 14 years and is in his 11th year serving as our Mabank ISD Police Chief. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Joey Rich. Coach Sean McCrossin. Coach McCrossin is escorted this evening by Mrs. Brianna Thompson. Mrs. Thompson is a certified and licensed athletic trainer and sports med teacher here at Mabank High School. Mrs. Thompson has her Master's of Science from Florida International University with field experience in professional sports, including Inter Miami FC Soccer Club, the Detroit Lions, and Miami Dolphins of the NFL, and St. Thomas University, a four-time football state champion at Miami Central High School. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Brianna Thompson. On behalf of the Mabank High School baseball program, we thank each of you for your service, and we thank all of our military and first responders who are here with us this evening, as well as those who were unable to join us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as you are able. And gentlemen, please remove your caps. Our flag is located in right field and has been gifted by Special Agent Justin Franklin, who flew this flag in Islamabad, Pakistan on July 14, 2024, and gifted it to our baseball program to fly proudly all home games. At this time, we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, howdy everybody. We are here and ready for some baseball. As you saw, it was Military and First Responder Day, and that is Mabank ISD Police Chief Rich out there throwing it. And how about that, of course? Straight and true, just like always.
Yes, sir.
Like a police officer, he fires it right down, guns it for a strike, and that's the way this thing is going to start. Now, folks, if you can't tell, it is going to be a windy one here tonight. It is a windy baseball game, by the way. Cedar Creek Media, Taylor Honey.
J.D. Bird.
Happy to be here with you. But let's go ahead and cut straight to the chase. It is tonight is going to be interesting one for the broadcast. We'll just put it that way. Unfortunately, we're, during baseball season, stuff like that, there's nowhere for us indoor, you know what I mean? So it's going to be just kind of a windy experience here tonight. So yes, we know it's probably going to be a little bit rough. Trust me, I don't like to hear the sound of my own voice. So if you want to turn us down and just watch the baseball game, we get it. We understand totally. But you should definitely enjoy these kids, what they've been working towards what they're accomplishing. Of course, keeping on in the District 14 action here tonight. They have got the Brownsboro Bears. Now, as I said, it's real windy, so I doubt you heard much of that opening intro. There was the introduction of the team, so since you probably didn't hear it, let's go ahead and set it up. We will start with the visiting team. Leading off and playing center field be number 21, Leland Sherman. Hitting second would be number 6, Hunter Harrington, be playing at second base. Danton Wright's going to be playing shortstop. He'll be hitting third. You may see some interchanging for his number. From what we understand, he normally wears number 5. That jersey got left behind or something like that. And so they have him in number 20, but they may have number 5 for him again here in a bit. So he's either wearing number 20 or number 5, again, hitting in the 3-hole, playing shortstop, Danton Wright. In the 4 slot, going to be number 7, Hunter Snyder, and he will be behind the dish for the Bears. Hitting 5th, number 22, Jackson Summerall. He is going to be playing first base. 6th is going to be number 11, Nolan Hall, the left fielder. Batting behind him in the 7-hole is going to be number 12, Cale Green. He's going to be the DH. Number 4, Dane Springer, going to be in the 8 spot. And then Carson Crosby is going to be in the 9-hole. And for some reason, I didn't write down their positions. I apologize. Let me see. So Crosby's going to be at third base, and Wyatt Martin is going to be on the – oh, excuse me. No, yeah. So Crosby was the last one. So it was Dane Springer is going to be in right field. Crosby going to be at third base. And then it is going to be Wyatt Martin on the bump, and he will not be batting for them, at least to start out. On the bump for your guys tonight is going to be Cam Van Horn, Matt Ratley back behind the plate, per usual. Set the rest of the defense here in just a second. Trying out some new angles and some new things here tonight as well, so the sound may not be as good as usual, but we'll see what we can't do visually for you. Maybe give you a ooh and a wow, you know? Probably not. I looked over at JD and he was like, yeah, man, it's a extra camera. I don't think they're going to be that impressed. And you're probably right. You're probably right.
Sorry, I was focused on my job over here.
No, you're fine.
Well, my second job anyway.
Yeah, right.
I guess I am supposed to also talk with you.
Oh, well. No, so camera work is a real – there's a reason why most camera guys don't talk, and you do a good job of getting them both done.
I do what I can, put it that way.
So Van Horn's got Sherman down 0-2, and then he waves at something no good. Gets out of the glove of Ratley, but he tossed it down to first, made the first out, and that'll be the first strikeout of the night for Mr. Cam Van Horn. Had himself a pretty good day today out on the golf course. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. It's going to bring up Hunter Harrington, second baseman, taking his first cuts tonight. Van Horn, that time to get inside, so that'll be the first ball of the night. So as we said, Van Horn on the mound, Ratley playing behind the dish. Going to be Tucker Davis over at first, Quade Green at second, as this one is going to be tapped over to your third baseman, Gunnar McGilvra, and he is going to be able to make the play, so ground out. That's going to be your leadoff hitter in the top of the inning as well. Brings up the 3-hole hitter. That's the man we were talking about. He's wearing number 20 right now. It is Danton Wright, the shortstop. Takes a big cut. Can't tap the first. Go ahead and finish the defense. Shortstop's going to be Maddox McCrossin. Left field is, excuse me, to the DH is for Slade Beasley, excuse me. So Slade Beasley going to be out in left field. Cam Wilkinson going to be in center, and Whitaker going to be out in right field. Couldn't remember Jackson's first name there for a second. Sorry, Jackson. It's Jackson Whitaker out there in right field. So again, Van Horn finds himself ahead in the count. gets him swinging with the heat. So 2 strikeouts in the first inning. So, again, we talked about he had a great night, a great day on the golf course. It looks like it is heating up for him on the mound already. We're going to take our first break of the night, and we'll come back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
Parks Environmental Services, located on 405 West Mason Street, provides customer service-driven experience that counts. They offer erosion control services such as rock filter dams and retaining walls, soil stabilization services like hydro seeding and sodding, as well as construction services such as land clearing and subdivision maintenance. Call Parks Environmental Services, the erosion control specialist, at 214-693-8056. And for any forestry mulching needs, call Right-of-Way Land Clearing at the same number. Again, that's 214-693-8056. Parks Environmental Services, putting it down to protect your ground.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, back to it here on Cedar Creek Media. 1-2-3 inning to start off the day for Mr. Cam Van Horn. Couple of strikeouts in there as well.
Yeah, he did a really nice job of just getting up there and throwing strikes.
I mean, absolutely, you know, if you can just get up there and just launch them like he was and get quick strikes, and, you know, we talk about that all the time. Getting those early strikes is really a big, you know, advantage for a pitcher, and he did exactly that. I mean, a couple of 0-2 counts, saw a 1-2 in there as well, and, I mean, putting the punch-outs. Yeah.
Threw one ball throughout all 3 of those at-bats, so you can't ask for much more than that.
No, you can't. Now let's see if the offense can do anything about it. Try and pick up an early lead here. You know this team does like to play from in front. And we are going to see what the big third baseman can do to start things off. As he pulls back, thought about a bunt. Decides to back out on it a bit. And this time going to be tapped. Goes off the back fence. Again, this is Wyatt Martin up on the mound for the Bears. Again, he is going to be sticking to the mound, at least in the early going, not hitting. He's being replaced by a DH, Cale Green. Martin now fires. Going to be off the plate for a ball, so 2 balls, 1 strike now. And again, if you're just jumping in with us, we do apologize. We know it's going to be kind of a windy affair here, but we're going to do our best for you as this one is stroked. Let's see if the Bears are able to range over. They did. So that was left fielder Nolan Hall able to come put the squeeze on it. So 1 out, nobody on, still no score here. Brings up the catcher, Matt Ratley. Of course, his dad's a friend of ours here at Cedar Creek Media. Cut my teeth in broadcasting games with Mr. Rick Ratley, so he was there in the beginning. First pitch to Ratley going to be a little outside, a little high. It's funny, I kind of gave him a head nod earlier, and he was around me a lot when he was a kid. He would be up in the booth with me and Rick. As the next one is going to find the zone, but kind of gave him a little bit of head nod. He kind of looked at me like, "Who are you, old man? I don't know who you are." In his defense, it has been 4 or 5 years. As he pops one out towards left field, does go foul. So Hall was given a good chase out there, but way too far. So Rat now finds himself in a 1-2 count. that wind blowing in from the infield or from the outfield as well. So gonna have to worry about some power for the left-handed hitter, but looks like he's not gonna have to worry too much as he does knock one out to center field. Was hit really well, but again, just kind of hit that slipstream there, or that jet stream. Blew it back in, so that is a fly out to center field, and that is 2 outs. That now brings up the shortstop, Maddox McCrossin, the madman. I don't know. Felt right to say it. We'll see if it sticks, JD. Righty digs in for his first cuts of the ball game. First one going to be a little low. Skips around in the dirt.
I was about to say a little.
Yeah, well. Fair enough on that. That one's
second pitch, same thing.
Yeah, pretty close to being the exact same pitch there. Again, the wind is going to be a factor. Now, I was looking on now. I don't know exactly how reliable Apple weather is, but I was looking on there and said gusts up to like 35 tonight. So that time Martin grooves one in for a strike, but yeah, that 35-mile-an-hour wind, if it does manifest itself, which maybe it has, maybe I'm not very good at judging wind speed. And oof, Maddox takes a big cut at that one. Couldn't make contact. I like the coloring of his bat. I almost thought that was a wood bat there for a second. Cool looking. And next pitch. Ooh, I think Martin really liked that after a couple of low pitches. Kind of found a better spot there, but strike still not given. Count goes now full. 3-2 pitch, going to be roped. Just kind of falls in there. So that is exactly what you need to get something going as Maddox McCrossin gets the first base hit of the ball game for either side. Again, just a nice little line drive single right over to the top of the shortstop's head. Puts a man on first and brings up the designated hitter, Ty Perkins. Perkins batting in place of Beasley tonight. First pitch to Perkins, going to be outside. That's something we have seen from the Mabank hitters this year, JD, is just how patient these guys can be. Now, sometimes they, it's just like anything. Sometimes you get it a little out of your sorts, but for the majority, these guys do a really good job of trying to find something good they can drive. And next pitch, going to be a little off the plate as well. So 2-0 count now here on Perkins. Perkins, the one guy this year we've got to cover 3 different varsity sports.
Yeah, right.
Heck of a football player, heck of a basketball player, heck of a baseball player. Of course, really good pitcher, but unfortunately had shoulder surgery during the offseason. Limiting is he got a high pitch. He just kind of hit one, floats out towards center field and is caught. So pitch was a little bit high, but he went for it anyway. And that's the way the inning ends. So after one full inning, still no score. We're going to go ahead and take another short break. We'll come back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media. If we don't blow away first, that is.
Kylie with Double K Photography will help you never forget all those special occasions, wedding and maternity photos, as well as family and senior portraits, just to name a few. With over 5 years of professional experience, Kylie can transform your wildest dreams into reality with pricing options available to fit every budget. Contact Kylie by email to book today at hello@doubleKphotography.studio or online at www.doublekphotography.studio, where you can also see samples from Kylie's previous works and client testimonials. Double K Photography, a proud supporter of Mabank Athletics.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic Sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
And here we are, back to it, ready to get the top half of inning number 2 underway. It's going to be the catcher, number 7, Hunter Snyder, up to take his cuts. First pitch to him, going to be a little inside from Cam Van Horn. Again, we talked, I kind of mentioned it. Let me go ahead and pull it up so I can make sure I get it exactly right.
Ooh, really close there on that one. I think they're setting a little inside on pitch number 2 as well.
Awaiting the 2-0 here. And that one going to be tapped and foul. But yeah, so the boys golf team, they had their 5th consecutive district championship clinched today. Leading the way are a couple of guys on this team. One of them just threw a strike. Well, it's a foul tip, but still goes down as a strike. Mr. Cam Van Horn finished 2nd overall at the District 15 golf tournament. Shot a 147 over 2 days. Trying to get a strikeout here now, as that one's going to bounce in the dirt for ball number 3. And then the district winner, standing over there on third base right now, it's Gunnar McGilvra. Shot a 146, so beat out his own teammate by 1 stroke to win the district championship. So them and their team, as we said, they won today though, 5th straight, and congratulations to them. As the ball, as you saw, was shot out towards right field, caught by Mr. Jackson Whitaker. Sorry, I was looking at my phone and not trying to get those scores. I didn't even get over to the camera. I'm sorry, JD, that's my mistake. So yeah, we've got one camera up, stuck in the fencing, as you see, and then we've got our normal camera, and we're gonna try and get y'all some action shots here tonight. We'll see what happens. As I said, we're experimenting here tonight. First pitch is going to be a strike on the inside. Didn't agree, was Mr. Summerall. But now
that's
second pitch in the same
pitch.
spot. Now 0-2 count. And ooh, tried the same thing. Maybe was thinking throw it a little bit more inside where he couldn't get to it, but after the 2 strikes, called him close to the same spot. Really a pretty good job of laying it off of there. Summerall waiting on the 1-2, is going to ask for time. So Van Horn's been working here pretty quickly tonight. Next pitch is in the dirt, so evens things up 2-2. Summerall climbs back in the box. And ooh, again close. Van Horn thought he got his spot again, but they don't give it to him. So that'll fill it up now, 3-2. Excuse me, 2-2. And next pitch going to be tapped. McGilvra able to get a glove on. It's going to be a tough play, but he makes it anyway. Woo! My goodness, couple of nice plays we've seen already from Gunnar McGilvra. District championship in golf in the morning, a couple of hot gloves over on third base in the afternoon. My goodness, to be young again, JD.
Yeah, right?
That is going to bring up the left fielder here, Mr. Nolan Hall. Looks like Van Horn going to take an extra second here. All right, so here we go. First pitch is going to be tapped out to right field. Oh, almost able to make the play is Whitaker out there. That was a good heads-up play. Unfortunately, not quite able to get in front of the runner. So that will be the first base hit of the night for the Bears. Again, going to left fielder Nolan Hall. So 2 outs, a man on first. Brings up the DH, number 12, Cale Green. The lefty digs in. First pitch is going to get him. So it was a breaking ball there, just kind of fell out of the hand. Now brings up the third baseman, number 4, Dane Springer. Close to the same situation, just got runners on second and first now. Still the 2 outs, obviously, I guess, JD. If there wasn't 2 outs, the inning be over.
That's right.
So, again, third baseman, Dane Springer, waiting for the first pitch. Van Horn set, delivers, and going to be just a tad high. One 0 count. Next pitch.
That's a good one.
Ooh, grooved that. Beautiful pitch. So things all even up here. Brownsboro able to string a single and a hit by pitch together to get a couple of men on base. Next pitch going to be just a little off the plate. 2-1 count now. Doesn't look to be much movement on the base paths here for the Bears. So content to see how this strings out, it looks like. And that one going to be chopped high. It's going to end up foul back at the tennis courts. Two count, got an out at any base now, so just can take the easy play. Van Horn now set. And, ooh, threw one on the inside there. Almost, well, pretty much was unhittable, but Springer offered. That is now the third strikeout of the ball game for Mr. Cam Van Horn. Well, Jackson Whitaker is going to lead off the bottom of the second inning. We're going to go ahead and take a short break, and we'll come back for it right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
Hey Mom and Dad, what's one of the most overlooked safety features in a car? Everyone checks for seatbelts, turn signals, and airbags, but when's the last time you checked your son or daughter's tire tread? K&S Tires and 7 Points cares about your family's automotive safety and offers a full line of quality tires installed by a team of experts to help give you peace of mind as your loved ones drive to work, school, or run errands around town. Stop by K&S Tire today, just south of the light in 7 Points, and let them help keep your family safe on the roadways all year long. K&S Tires, great tires at wholesale prices.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
And back here to it on Cedar Creek Media. Again, appreciate y'all coming in, joining us on Military and First Responder Night here at the bank in Mabank. As we said, leading off here is going to be the right fielder, Mr. Jackson Whitaker. See what Whit can do with his first cuts of the evening. First pitch going to be off the plate for a ball. Next one going to be in the dirt for ball number 2. So, seen Martin have a little bit of trouble locating the strike zone, but so far hadn't bothered him. Still able to get out of everything he's they've been put in front of him, I guess I should say. Does get that first strike there, so now 2-1 count as Whitaker and Martin both just kind of sticking in it. Neither one of them blinking. Whitaker climbs right back into the box. Martin comes set real quickly. They are on a fast-paced battle here. And next pitch going to be hit high, floating. Hall coming up and going to be able to make the play. So Nolan Hall has been a busy man out there tonight. Quite a few plays made by the young left fielder already. Does bring up the pitcher, Mr. Cam Van Horn. Sophomore taking his first cuts of the ball game here tonight. First pitch for Martins, hacked at. 0-1 now the count. Van Horn doing pretty much the same thing. Just quickly right back into the box. And breaking ball going to be shot up the middle. Shortstop able to get it, but throw is going to go wild. And Van Horn going to be content with his reach on error there. But yeah, Danton Wright had to make a play quickly. It was really a good job to be able to range over, make it, and even be able to get a throw off to make it close. But unfortunately, just a little off the bag there. And that will give Mabank a base runner.
Looks like pinch runner Gavin Foote coming in there to do the running for the pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, Cam's had a long sports day, so take a little bit of the load off and at least let somebody run for him on the base pass. Brings up to first baseman Tucker Davis. 1 out, 1 on. First pitch going to be outside, running his foot, and he is going to get there. So moves himself up to scoring position. So Davis now with the opportunity to potentially send home the first run of the ball game. Again, some of these bats nowadays, they look so much like that one from here looks like wood, you know?
Yeah, right.
Martin taking a little more time this time, checking back the runner. Pitch is going to be low in the dirt. But that looked like that was the intel that Foote got as he came out of the dugout was, you know, this guy's working fast. He's not really paying too much attention to the base runner, so just take off. Two-0 count here to the first baseman. Next pitch is going to be just a little outside. Looked pretty good, but not quite good enough, I guess, JD.
Not quite enough. I don't know if you can see Foote back there, but, man, he has got quite the leadoff from second base. And shortstop now kind of playing games with him, but no one really checking him at all. He's just kind of got free space to walk back there.
Well, Davis took a strike there. Pitch was on the inside part of the plate. Didn't like what he saw. Didn't really even shift himself. So, but still in a good spot here. 3-1 now the count. Martin checks back on Foote, now delivers. That's going to be tapped and foul. So that'll now fill up the count. Martin able to fight his way back here. But if anything, it also, that steal from Foote keeps the double play opportunity off the board for the Bears. So kind of changed the way they were pitching here. Trying to go to that low outside now, working back in and a little bit higher as well. 3-2 pitch is going to be tapped again, foul. Good job there by Davis. That was a pretty nasty pitch, and he just fought it away. Keeps himself alive for another pitch. Sitting on deck right now is the senior Cam Wilkinson. Playing out in center field, will be up after Davis. Martin again comes set. And that one's going to be hit high in the air and foul. I think that also found the tennis court back there. So it remains 3-2. It's a good battle here between Martin and Davis. And curveball hangs on him, and that will be a free pass. So took a while to get there, but good job by Tucker Davis to sit back. Gets himself on base. So now you got guys at first and second. Again, a senior in Cam Wilkinson.
Yeah, and you know those long ABs that end up in a walk, those are just really demoralizing for a pitcher sometimes.
They are. Especially when you go down 3-0 and then battle back that hard, you know. First pitch to Cam, going to be on the outside for a ball. If you can't tell, also some alternate unis here for military and first responder appreciation. Nice charcoal gray. Pretty sweet, man.
They do look really nice.
Strike there on an offering by Wilkinson. Yeah, it's definitely got a really sleek, clean look to it. I don't know. I'm just a fan of that charcoal color. Had a truck that was almost that color once. Ooh, curve, it's a pitch out high.
Oh, missed him on the slide in, and Gavin Foot's going to be safe at third.
That is a double steal for the Panthers. It looked like the Bears kind of felt it was coming, as I thought it was just a pitch that got away, and then I realized what was happening, and it was pretty much a pitch out. I think it was a pitch out there. But
yeah, Wilkinson showed bunt really early there, so it was a high pitch, able to be caught by the catcher, thrown over to third, and they looked like they had him, but able to.
Woo! As Wilkinson is now going to pick himself up a sack bunt RBI, and that will be the first run of the night scored.
Whoa.
Whoa, hold on.
Now batting number 10, Quade Green.
They're going to hold on. What's the?
So it looks like
they're saying interference.
Just saying Wilkinson's out.
Yeah, the only reason that could be is if they're saying Wilkinson interfered with the ability to make the play. So I'm not going to lie. I looked down the line. I didn't look to exactly what was happening in the box there. And between innings, I'll try and go back and look on the YouTube stream and see if I can't figure out what happened. But so that takes the RBI off the board, and it just turns into an out for Cam Wilkinson.
First pitch right there, going to be a strike.
Next one going to be a little bit high. And by the way, that is Mr. Quade Green, who's playing second base. Plays primarily out in left field, but when Van Horn is on the mound, he is the man to take that second base spot. Sends that one foul, and that, I'm telling you something, I get so interested in where these foul balls are going just because there's parking lots and streets right here, you know. I forget to actually say what's going on there. There's no camera delay or anything, folks. Sometimes we're just a little slow to say it. I'm a little slow to say it. Not we. I am a little slow to say it. I'm not going to lump you in my.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Next pitch that is going to be off the plate, evens things up at 2-2. So 2 outs. We thought a run was going to come in and score, but not quite. Still got men on second and third. Green trying to produce here from the 9 spot. Waved at one, sends it foul, had to protect the strike zone.
Got to straighten one of those out, and that's a pretty good looking base hit right there.
Martin trying to get out of this clean. Green gonna step back, play some mind games here with Martin. Now Martin comes set again. And that's gonna be tapped foul as well. So looked like Green was expecting something a little bit more elevated, was lower on the plate there, so it does a pretty good job of adjusting, able to tap it, keep the AB going here. Still 2-2 count. Mabank looking to scratch across the first run of the game, and that one's gonna be shot foul. First baseman trotted over, but didn't have enough room to range over and make the play there. That was Jackson Summerall. Gave a good effort, but unfortunately just falls across the fence, just not enough real estate for him there. I say unfortunately, it's just, you know, I guess unfortunately for him, not unfortunately for us.
That's right.
It's just the vernacular I use, I don't know.
Got another long AB going here.
Yeah, we'll see how that affects the Bears later on in this game. Martin having to throw a lot of pitches through these first 2 innings. And that one's going to be smoked. Gets past second. And that is going to be a 2 RBI single for the 9-hole hitter, Mr. Quade Green. We've been talking about it. I don't know. I have a feeling he is going to be something special for these Panthers. And it's plays like that that makes me get that feeling. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, 2 RBIs, and that is now a 2-run lead for the Panthers. It does say 3 up on the board, but it's just the 2, and it actually looks like we're going to get a pitching change quickly. So that is,
oh, wow.
I believe, number 17. Yeah, so number 17 there. Now, let me see. That's what I thought. Sometimes these online rosters that you get pointed to are not the best. Let's see if it's on the Brownsboro lineup card here. Do apologize, folks. Let's see, number 17, Dalton Taylor. So it's going to be Dalton Taylor coming out to take over on the mound. It's going to have 2 outs to do it with. It's going to inherit 1 runner over on first. While they let him throw a few pitches, let's see if we can get us in a nice commercial break. We'll be right back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
Jeff Van Horn and his team at Precision Spray Foam want to help you protect your investments and potentially lower your energy bill with a new layer of insulating spray foam for your home, barndominium, or metal building. Why choose Precision Spray Foam? Because they can help deter moisture, improve comfort and air quality, and provide extra strength to your building for years to come, all while being environmentally friendly and cost effective. Jeff and his team make installation a breeze and can retrofit for any need. Call Precision Spray Foam today at 903-880-6323. That's 903-880-6323 for your free estimate today. Precision Spray Foam, part of the Van Horn Construction family and proud supporter of Mabank Athletics.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS.
All right, we are back here to it, Cedar Creek Media. Do again appreciate everybody being here with us tonight. Now climbing in is the leadoff hitter, the third baseman, Gunnar McGilvra. Flew out to left field to start off the ball game. First one, gonna get high and away. And again, on the mound now is number 17, Dalton Taylor. Oof, next one going to be a ball as well. So Taylor again inherited a runner over at first. So that ball is going to be tapped foul. It's Quade Green, the second baseman, standing on the bag. He just had the go-ahead 2 RBI single. And they're going to try and pick Green off back at the other end. Coach Currington was quick to give his synopsis on the play. First base coach / umpire, you know?
You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
You know, I don't think they don't let you do that for a reason. Next pitch going to be outside for a ball, so McGilvra finding himself in a favorable position here. 3-1 now the count. Again, for the reigning district champion golfer. And that one's going to get grooved in like a bit of a breaking ball. I don't think McGilvra was expecting the bite down. Expecting it to stay elevated there. So 3-2 now the count. Taylor sets, fires, and it's going to be high and inside, so that will be a free pass.
Now batting number 3, Matthew Ratley.
You heard brings up the catcher. But Mr. Matthew Ratley. Ratley back in the first inning, flew out to center field, just hit it high up in the air. Looked like it was a pretty hard shot, but this wind we've been dealing with all night turned into a factor as he smokes one down the left field line. It's going to be foul. You know, JD, I was thinking this wind, it's a little chilly. It's not cold, but it's a little chilly. I was going to go grab my little jacket I have back in there, and then I remembered that it's blue, so most nights it doesn't matter, but tonight I feel like I can't wear the blue jacket, you know?
Tonight it means something, right?
0-1 count here. Taylor checks back, now throws in. Ooh, and that's going to get him. So Ratley's going to eat one right around the belt line, and that will be a hit by pitch. Second one we've seen tonight. First one came from Mr. Cam Van Horn.
Number 2, Maddox McCrossin.
Had a hit by pitch and a single, but other than that, they've been barely able to touch Van Horn so far tonight. Brings up the shortstop, Maddox McCrossin. He had a hard shot right over the top of the shortstop in his first AB. Looks like we're going to get a pinch runner here. Yep, so Ratley going to come out, and that's going to be number 21. Sorry, I'm not.
They do not have him on the roster there.
Listed for me here. I apologize. I will get that sorted up and away. Apologize to you, young man, but don't worry. We'll more than make up for it. So McCrossin digging in. First pitch is going to be a curveball, it looked like. Falls into the top of the strike zone for a strike. Bases are full here for the shortstop. 3-hole hitter is exactly the guy you probably want up in these situations. You get us another one of those hot shot singles off the top, or just right there in the gap. Could potentially be a 2 to 3 run difference. It looks like they're gonna take a little time there at the mound. The battery of catcher Hunter Snyder and pitcher Dalton Taylor taking a few things to talk things over. Now it looks like we're just about ready to come set here. Oh, 0-1 count. Taylor gets set. And pitch is going to be off the plate for a ball. Evens things up. 1-all here. The wind is actually kind of seems like it might be starting to shift directions ever so slightly. Not too much, but still blowing from left to right. So that pitch is going to be inside for a ball. Crossan being patient here. And that time takes a cut, fouls it off the backstop. Evens things back up. 2-2 now the count. We've got our new little camera up there. It's one thing I didn't consider. There is quite a few foul balls hit right where that camera's at, so we'll see if it survives. Good thing about it is it's not the good camera.
That's right.
Well, the expensive camera. It's got pretty good quality for what it is. Ooh.
Right as we said something about it.
That is that broadcaster's curse right there. I'm telling you, you call it, and that's exactly what happens. See? I have constant curse on myself, man. But hey, it didn't break the lens. Just put it a little off wonk here. I'll get it straightened up in just a second, folks. Hold on. Tell you what, JD, we're going to cut to you here for a minute.
Gotcha.
2-2 count. And that one's going to be skied. Does end up going out of bounds. Or I've said that a few times. It's not out of bounds. It's foul. There is a difference.
It is foul, yeah.
So Maddox battling here. The righty digs back in. Still working against Taylor. Two-two pitch is going to be laced and gets down in front of Hall. So 1 run will score, 2 runs will come in. So that is the second single of the night for the Madman Maddox McCrossan, and those are his first 2 RBIs. Doubles the lead. Score now sitting at 4-0. Brings up your DH, senior Ty Perkins. Perkins flew out to center field last time he was up. Still trying to get that camera adjusted, sorry. And first pitch offered at, tagged foul.
All right, we don't talk about that camera anymore now.
Yeah, yeah. You see, but I do have some kind of, I don't know, some kind of intuition or something. You see, I felt it coming. I guess it's just the broadcaster's intuition.
Man.
So 0-1 count. Offered at. There's a big breaking ball there from Taylor. Perkins saw stars. As the breaking ball really kind of hung up a little bit there, but unable to make contact, so now finds himself down 0-2. Got to protect the plate. Still got runners hanging out on first and second. Going to ask for time and be given to him. Now Perk uses a green bat, so that one's definitely not wood. I can tell that one's not. Next pitch. Ooh, that was a pretty good breaking ball there from Taylor. Just a little off the plate. Pretty good job there by Perkins to lay off of it. Next pitch is going to be a little on the outside. Runners, a little miscommunication. The man on second base didn't take off. And that's the young man we don't have his number. I apologize, number 21. So we will figure that out. But I don't think he had a good visual on where the ball was from his perspective there. So didn't see that it got away from the catcher. So it didn't start. So McCrossin had to go back as well. I was just about to say, you leave Perkins in the box too long, he is going to take time. He likes to get in the box, get set, see a pitch. So took the time there, now back into the box. Next pitch is going to be hit well, floating out towards center field.
And it's going to get down.
Yeah, center fielder not able to make a play on it. One run will score, and McCrossin going to hold up at third. So that will be an RBI single for Ty Perkins. And the Panthers have now batted around. Leadoff man from the inning, number 12, Jackson Whitaker, going to come back up. He flew out to left field in his first AB of the inning. Let's see if he can change his fortunes here. And pitch is going to be hit out towards short. Taylor has it and able to make the play. Wright had it and was able to make the play. So it is a ground out to end the inning for Whitaker, but damage has been done as the Panthers go up 5-0 in the inning. Let's go ahead and take another short break. We'll come back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
For nearly 30 years, Carrie Harris Satellite has been the Lake area's trusted satellite and internet retailer by putting the customer and their needs first. And we here at Cedar Creek Media can attest to that. I'm JD Bird with Cedar Creek Media, and we're not just partners, we're customers of Carrie Harris Satellite, and can't recommend him and his friendly team highly enough. Stop by Carrie Harris Satellite in Athens today and ask how they can get you set up with Dish, Spectrum, Starlink, Boost Mobile, and more at 103 La Costa Street in Athens, or call 903-677-9522. Again, that's 903-677-9522.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, back here, ready to get the third inning underway. Cam Van Horn still on the bump here for the Panthers. He's thrown two really good innings to start this one off. First pitch, that time to the 9-hole hitter, the third baseman, Carson Crosby. Going to be tapped, or it was well hit, not even tapped. It was well hit.
Slammed foul.
But foul, as Mr. JD said there. So 0-1 pitch now. Ooh, going to be just off the plate for ball number one. So things evened up 1-1 here. Next pitch is going to be hit well out towards center field. Wilkinson ranges over and able to make the play. So that is a fly out there for the number 9-hole hitter. Flips the lineup back over, brings up the center fielder, number 21, Leland Sherman. He started off the game by striking out, so he is going to look to change his fortunes here. Looks to drop the bunt down. Pitch was well inside, but still somehow finds the bat. It is tapped foul. So he'll start off with a strike. Next pitch is also going to be grooved in for a strike. He's got him down 0-2 here. Payoff pitch. Ooh, thought about offering at it, but a little low. So 1-2 now the count. And again, Sherman trying to avoid being a strikeout victim for the second time tonight, and he's not going to. So strikeout number number 4 of the game now for Mr. Cam Van Horn.
Tell you what, Van Horn has done a great job up there on the bump, and he just continues to fill it up with strikes.
That is the truth, Mr. JD. And first pitch is going to be tapped foul, as that was the second baseman, Hunter Harrington, trying to leg out an infield single, but unfortunately for him, just kind of rolls a little bit too far to the outside. Yeah, and we saw Coach McCrossin before the game, and, we asked him, how these golf guys, how you think this, their golf outing today is going to affect their game. He said, I think it's going to just jazz these guys. And so far we've seen it. A couple of really good plays at third from McGillivray, and Van Horn has just been absolutely dealing here through the first couple of frames of this one.
Yeah, and McGillivray right there just had a really high IQ play just to let that one kind of keep rolling foul instead of trying to make a play on it. So, that's one of those where you can't teach that, really.
No, you can't. And that's actually a really good point there, JD. I didn't even think about, to say there. But that is exactly true. Just kind of waited, saw the spin on it, and just let it go. And, oof, man, he wanted that one just a little off the outside, apparently. But Van Horn still got him right where he wants him. 2-2 count, 2 outs already here in the top of the third. And got him
pitch
at the top of the zone. That'll be strikeout number 6 of the night for Mr. Cam Van Horn. So let's go ahead and take another short break. We'll come back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media. And what? Speaking of Cam Van Horn, here's the Van Horn family is obviously pretty good at what they do, whether it's golf, baseball, or working. They're Van Horn construction family, and they also own Precision Spray Foam. So, hey, Cam's been dealing. So let's go ahead and hear from Father Jeff.
Jeff Van Horn and his team at Precision Spray Foam want to help you protect your investments and potentially lower your energy bill with a new layer of insulating spray foam for your home, barndominium, or metal building. Why choose Precision Spray Foam? Because they can help deter moisture, improve comfort and air quality, and provide extra strength to your building for years to come, all while being environmentally friendly and cost effective. Jeff and his team make installation a breeze and can retrofit for any need. Call Precision Spray Foam today at 903-880-6323. That's 903-880-6323 for your free estimate today. Precision Spray Foam, part of the Van Horn construction family and proud supporter of Mabank Athletics.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
And back to it here. Pitcher Cam Van Horn in the box, ready for pitch number 1. Fouls it back. That's what they invented fences for right there. That was a hot shot straight back, and that would have been a knee crusher right there.
Yeah, right.
0-1 pitch on the way. A breaking ball. Oh, catches the plate. That was a nasty pitch right there from Dalton Taylor. That absolutely locked up Van Horn right there. Got to give it to him on that one. So Van Horn now down 0-2, trying to stay alive in this AB. And, ooh, That's one way.
Taking one to the shoulder.
Yeah, so he eats one. Luckily on the left shoulder there, so don't have to worry about the throwing shoulder or anything like that. So it'll be the second time he reached the hard way tonight. It looks like, is that going to be foot on to run for him again?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. So reached on an error back in the first, now hit by a pitch. Brings up the first baseman, Tucker Davis. Tucker reached on a free pass back in the first. Let's see what he can do here in the bottom of the third. Mabank is still enjoying that 5-0 lead. No outs, runner on first. And they're going to check back. So able to get back in time there was Van Horn.
Foot.
Or excuse me, Foot. Yeah, Foot, who is over there running. I apologize. They're going to check him back again.
Well, I guess you switch pitchers, and now he's checking those back. Last time, Foot kind of had all the space he wanted on those base pads.
It looks like he's still not shy about taking what he wants as a lead out there. Next pitch going to be a pitch out. Throw going to be offline, and so Foot looks like he was pretty much ready to go no matter what. Went ahead and took off.
Yeah, they were checking back on him to try to prevent that, but nonetheless, he ended up taking off, and he got there.
Yeah, it's just watched the replay back, and yeah, it was maybe not a pitch out, but it was a high pitch. So a pretty good opportunity to gun him down, but couldn't do it. And that pitch is going to sail inside. Good job by Davis to step back and get out of the way. Preserves the opportunity to get a hit here. Taking a little bit of time. The 1-1 was offline. We'll now bring up a 2-1 count. This Foot, again, with the mind games in the back, doing a good job of keeping the Bears defense a little bit off balance here. 2-1 count. Davis awaiting the pitch. Gets it, hits it high in the air, might be playable, and bangs off the top of the Bear dugout. It was a good effort there by the catcher, Hunter Snyder. Just not enough room to go over and make the play, but he was on his horse. I think if the fence wasn't there, he probably makes that play.
So 2-2 count here.
I was worried. I thought it was 2-2, but you know that 0 can be a little tricky out there for me sometimes. Yep. So making sure. I'm glad you said it first. Still no outs here. Davis takes the next pitch for a ball. So fills it back up. Seen quite a few full counts for the Panthers so far tonight. Pitch is going to be hit well out towards right field. Ooh. And
able to make the grab out there.
I looked down. I felt myself click the button on accident. Looked down. I didn't see if he made the catch or not. So fly out to right field. We'll bring up the center fielder, Cam Wilkinson. Cam, we thought, had a sack RBI, or a sack bunt RBI, but believe he was called out for interference. So went down as just an out, so he is going to look to get on base for the first time tonight. Let's see, it looks like he called for timeout, but umpire saying, give me some kind of signal. I couldn't hear you. So now back to it here. First pitch is going to be a breaking ball. Didn't catch. Sorry, caught myself right before I sneezed, but didn't catch part of the plate. So 1-0 count. Ooh, big cut that time from Wilkinson. Doesn't make contact. So 1-1. Just the one out. Still got Foot hanging out over on second base. Taylor comes set. Checks the runner back. Delivers. Isn't going to be off the plate. So count now goes 2-1. Cam gonna check the signal sheet there. Get himself set. Climb back into the plate. Another multi-sport star for these Panthers. Talked about him a lot during football season. And he's going to drop a bunt this time. That is going to move Foot over. Nobody. Oh, it was a slow come over to the bag there. And ball ends up actually getting away. And Foot going to come all the way around to score. So we're going to go ahead and mark it down as an infield single and RBI for the senior Cam Wilkinson.
Now batting number 10.
Puts a man back on first, and another run on the board. So 6-0 now the lead for your Panthers. Man who's been a big part of the offense so far, that is Mr. Quade Green. Had that 2 RBI single back in the second inning. Actually broke open the scoring for the Panthers.
See if he can keep his ABs rolling here.
First pitch to him is going to be outside, and Wilkinson going to be able to move up. So it looked like Summerall was going to try and get him gunned down there, but not quite a clean exchange from glove to hand there. So smartly decides to eat it instead of just throwing what he had. Don't want to give a guy with speed another chance. So 0-1 now the count. And that one going to be tapped and goes foul.
Nice play over there by Coach McCrossin, wrangling in.
See, it's looking like it's getting a little dark for our webcam here, JD. We might have to switch over to the regular camera here in a minute. Just fair warning.
Gotcha.
0-2 now, still the count, I guess. Green trying to be a hitter for the second time tonight. And runner goes, So Wilkinson was taken off for third. Pitch was well inside. Wilkinson would have had a pretty much stand-up steal attempt there, but ball is tapped foul. But I think
a little too close in that instance to take it, so he had to swing, kind of a deal.
That's exactly it. Exactly what I was about to say. Is I think Green was just protecting his plate there, which you got to do with the 2 strikes. But unfortunately, that time doesn't work out in the way of the Panther, as there was a little short visit there between Summerall and the pitcher. So Green, as you hear, still battling here. Still just the 1 out. Wilkinson standing on second. Taylor set, checks his runner, and going to be a time given. So we'll line it all back up to do it again here. Pitch was in the dirt. Got a healthy student section here tonight, and they're doing a pretty good job of doing the friendly banter. But sometimes things can get a little wild. But they've done a really good job at keeping it right on the line. You know what I mean? So I like it. It's the good banter. It's not the mean-spirited, nothing like that. You know what I mean? But just enough. It's locker room talk style. You know what I mean? So that's what I like to hear.
Now the patient's coming out of green.
And they are such patient two-strike hitters. This team is just, again, very, very good at that.
Yeah, able to get it back to a 2-2 count now.
And they're going to try and pick Green back, Wilkinson back at center field. So another long AB here for the Panthers. As Green prepares himself to step back in, now he's there. Taylor sets. And that pitch is going to be smoked over towards third. Got it cleanly, and play is going to be made. Wilkinson will scoot up 90 more feet. So don't know that you can necessarily put it down as a sacrifice there, but it does advance the runner. That will bring up the leadoff hitter, Gunnar McGilvra. Gunnar flew out to left field in the first inning, then reached on a walk back in the second.
So, of course, he's probably looking to get that hit tacked on to those.
Oof, yeah.
That was a good-looking one. Just needs to straighten that out. And boy, that's a dangerous swing right there.
That is exactly it. And again, with the man only sitting 90 feet away, don't have to do anything crazy. But yeah, get one of those good liners like that, send it high, send it far.
Good pitch right there from Taylor to strike that one.
Yeah, I got it right there on the bottom of the zone. That was a very good-looking pitch. And Garden off that same pitch, taps one over towards third. Play going to be made, so Bears able to dig themselves out of it. Just the one run allowed during the inning. So 6-0 our score here. We're going to go ahead and take another short break. We'll come back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
Hey Mom and Dad, what's one of the most overlooked safety features in a car? Everyone checks for seatbelts, turn signals, and airbags, but when's the last time you checked your son or daughter's tire tread? K&S Tires and 7 Points cares about your family's automotive safety and offers a full line of quality tires installed by a team of experts to help give you peace of mind as your loved ones drive to work, school, or run errands around town. Stop by K&S Tire today, just south of the light in 7 Points, and let them help keep your family safe on the roadways all year long. K&S Tires, great tires at wholesale prices.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
All right, back here, ready to get the fourth inning underway. Van Horn has been throwing a gem so far tonight. Does throw that pitch a little on the outside for ball one. This is shortstop, number 20, Danton Wright. He hit that foul. So looks like still wearing that number 20 jersey. Again, normally wears the number 5, but I guess a little uniform mix-up tonight. He is wearing number 20. And, ooh,
Good
big
pitch.
power pitch. Yeah, Cam just blew that one right by him. 1-2 now. Right strikeout victim in his first AB. And that one going to be a little off. So 2-2 here. Van Horn taking an extra second. Fires, and that's going to be hit high in the air. Drifting over is McGilvra. Wind is a factor and still able to make the play. Woo! Nicely done there by Gunnar McGilvra. Able to range over and make the play. So that will be a fly out. And we'll bring up the catcher, number 7, Hunter Snyder. Hunter grounded out in his first AB. I'm going to take his second set of cuts. First pitch is going to be fouled back. Looks like it got the umpire there, a little piece of him. At least I'm going to assume by that little pain walk he had going there that it was. Let's see, it looks like I've got us a little off center here. Let's see if I can't fix that for you folks. I apologize. Looks like they're going to take a second here and talk things through, Mr. Cam. Still not quite exactly where I want it, but that's all right. We'll make it work. All right, so Van Horn back to work here. Bases are clean, just the one out. And ooh, nasty pitch there. Big offering from the catcher Snyder, but not able to catch or get a piece. So now finds himself down 0-2 after a beautiful pitch there from Van Horn. And that one going to be tapped. McCrossan able to scoop it. Going to have to make the play quick, and he does. So good job there. McCrossan showing off that sweet glove skill he's got. And a good job by Tucker Davis, too. Looked like he might have had to adjust a little bit to make the catch on that. Did exactly what he needed to do. Now the Panthers just one out from getting out of the inning here. First pitch is going to be hit well, and nice play.
Job.
And that is Quade Green, again, not playing in his traditional position, but showing the glove work regardless. So it is a 1-2-3 inning for the Panthers. Again, holding on to that 6-0 lead. We're going to go ahead and take us a short break. When we come back, we'll have more baseball right after this.
Parks Environmental Services, located on 405 West Mason Street, provides customer service-driven experience that counts. They offer erosion control services such as rock filter dams and retaining walls, soil stabilization services like hydro seeding and sodding, as well as construction services such as land clearing and subdivision maintenance. Call Parks Environmental Services, the erosion control specialist, at 214-693-8056. And for any forestry mulching needs, call Right of Way Land Clearing at the same number. Again, that's 214-693-8056. Parks Environmental Services, putting it down to protect your ground.
Timeout.
All right! Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, back here, Cedar Creek Media, about ready to get the bottom of the fourth going here. Looks like it is still, oh no, it looks like we actually do have a pitching change over there for the Bears. Let me check my roster photo here. So that is number 3, Carson Crosby, was playing third base. Now on the bump to pitch, and that is our number 3, Mr. Matt Ratley, up to hit. So Ratley takes the first pitch on the outside for a strike, so right on that outside corner. Ratley so far has flown out to center field and been hit by a pitch. Is the next one going to be out for a ball? And oof, that one well inside, almost second hit of the night for Matt Ratley.
Those are the ones you have to consider wearing, but then you remember sometimes how quickly that ball's being thrown.
Yeah, when you've already ate one in about that same spot during the night, you know, it might be a little sore. He's a tough kid, but I don't know. I'm with you. I don't want to be hitting the same spot twice in a night. So 2-2 now here on Ratley. Next pitch looked like it was a breaking ball.
Man,
but
that had a lot of movement on it.
Yeah,
I'll
it
tell you
did.
that.
Looked like it was kind of gripped up in the knuckle. I mean, it wasn't a knuckleball, obviously, thrown way too hard. But, yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. It was way up in that hand. And this one going to be
That's
smoked.
a nice rip.
And Hall going to be there to make the play, though. So it was a nice piece of hitting, unfortunately, just right to where somebody was. So that will be a fly out for Ratley. We'll bring up the madman, Maddox McCrossin.
Now batting number 2, Maddox McCrossin.
McCrossin has got 2 singles and 2 RBIs in his 2 plate appearances so far tonight. Going to have clean base paths to work with. So switch over to the better looking camera now. The lefty's out. Come on, Ratley. Got to be a lefty. Make things difficult. First pitch to McCrossin was out, so 0-1 now. And that's going to be a little high and outside. Again, this is now Carson Crosby out on the bump, so still working his way in here. That one going to be a little low, a little inside, so opposite pitches. First one high and out, that one low and in. So quickly 3-0 here on McCrossin, and that one going to bounce, and that'll be a 4-pitch walk. So McCrossin will reach for the for the third time tonight. Brings up the DH, Ty Perkins. Perk so far tonight has got a fly out to center and had an RBI single back in the second. It's part of that big inning for the Panthers. So 1 out, 1 man on. First pitch to Perkins, going to be a little off the outside of the plate. Ball 1. One-0 pitch on the way is caught the outside corner for a strike. So evens things up, 1-1. And that pitch going to be low. Good job there by Summerall. Be able to scoop it up out of the dirt. Keep the pesky McCrossin being able to scoot up an extra 60 feet, or excuse me, 90 feet. Two-one is the count. Crosby in his first inning of work here. That one going to be outside for a ball, so Perkins finds himself in the favorable 3-1 count here. See how his approach is, see if he wants to get aggressive here with the extra strike he can work with. If he waits to make him throw something good. And it looks like he is just going to lay off of it, so that'll be a walk. So that'll put two men now on and brings up the right fielder, Jackson Whitaker. Whitaker has flown out to left field and grounded out so far today, so he's due. Got a couple of ducks on the pond to work with. See if he can bring somebody around. And taps a foul ball that I don't know that I've ever seen a foul.
I've never seen a bunt go that high in the air.
It ended up landing back in the grandstand, or in the bleachers back over here. And it looks like Coach McCrossin wasn't super satisfied with the approach there, so wanted to throw one more little piece of advice in the young Whitaker's ear. Again, that's the one thing about this baseball team. They are so young to play so mature the way they do. You know, it may not always come out right on the scoreboard, but they play the game the right way. They play it in a mature and designated fashion. Once these guys really get everything all 1,000% clicked together, I mean, this is going to be a team to really have to deal with.
Yeah.
So 2-1 now the count. Whitaker taking a couple of balls after bunting the first one foul. Excuse me, 1-1 count, apparently. And that one going to catch the inside part of the plate. So Witt now finds himself down 1-2. Trying to bring McCrossin in from second base there. Taylor sets, checks his runner, fires. Oh, bat got out of the hand there. So ball was tipped. I almost said he broke his bat, but then I realized it's not wood bats. So I thought it got in on the handle and broke. But it looks like it's want a little extra stick-em stuff on there for the back grip, of course. Sometimes sticky stuff is allowed, you know?
Yeah.
As long as you're not on the pitching mound, sticky stuff is
you can
okay.
Use some sticky stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. I think he just kind of hit it a little close to his hands than he was anticipating, and might have got a little scared there that he was about to lose a finger. So
it's probably a good call, or just like you said, hit it so far on the inside, just shook those hands.
Yeah,
couldn't hold it. Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah, it don't feel great.
No, it does not, especially with metal. You know, because there's no forgiveness as he fouls that one back. Hits that pretty much the same spot he fouled that bunt off. Again, I've never seen a bunt that went over the backstop.
I know.
I mean,
that was new to me.
Impressive power on a bunt. So waiting the 1-2 here, and it's going to be out. And you already know the Madman's going to be happy to move up a few feet. Matter of fact, he gets a big turn on third base there. Kind of was testing Summerall there to see his reaction time, but as we've seen, Summerall definitely a solid catcher back there behind that plate. He's done a lot of work now. Again, his team finding themselves down 6-1, but He's been definitely a defensive bright spot for the Bears so far. Very much in control back there. So Whitaker, 2-2, and it's going to be low. So good job to lay off of that one there.
Well, there comes the patience that we always talk about with these Mabank Panthers, man. Fought all the way back from an 0-2, man. And he's going to get a walk out of it.
Going to take a walk out of it. So that is now 3 consecutive walks for the Panthers to load the bases up. That brings up Cam Van Horn. Now, he has been on base twice tonight, but neither one of them official at-bats. Reached on an error back in the first and was hit by a pitch in the third. So, looks like Coach McCrossan going to take a second to talk things through.
In a really good position here with bases loaded. Only 1 out in the inning so far. Got a chance to really kind of balloon their lead here at the moment. As first pitch right there, going to be in the dirt for ball number 1.
Again, Van Horn has just been pretty dominant so far tonight on the mound. So let's see what he can do now. In the box as he takes another pitch for ball number 2. Yeah, we'll change our angles up next time we're broadcasting here because unfortunately our main camera is just not quite small enough to fit in between those metal chunks there, or the metal fencing. So we're trying to find a way to get through that metal fencing. So we're using another camera tonight that's small enough to be able to fit through. As you see, the picture quality not quite as good, but I think it's just the better angle tonight, unfortunately. So we're going to roll with it. As that pitch is going to catch the top half of the plate for a strike. So Van Horn still in a relaxed position. 3-1 count. And going to hit one that rolls down right field. Ends up foul. Yeah, you know, we're always trying to tinker with stuff, make it better, make a better viewing experience for you folks. So don't worry, we're not satisfied. We will get it all even that much better. Van Horn now waiting on the 3-2. He's again going to send one foul. So doing a good job to stay alive here in this AB.
And that's a kind of a theme we've seen tonight, is these long at-bats that everybody's kind of been having with these pitchers from Brownsboro, kind of making them just fill up pitches.
Yeah. And again, it's you know, it's not as big of a deal right in the moment, but as a game goes on and on and on, it gets harder and harder and harder to, you know, get those innings through if you're just absolutely ate up with pitches. So that is another walk. That will be a walk-around run for the Bears. It's 4 straight walks, brings in another run for the Panthers, now enjoying a 7-0 lead.
Looks like we might have another pitching change here.
This is exactly what it's looking like to me, sir.
But Mr. Gavin Foote comes on once again to do the base running for Van Horn.
Did you happen to catch a number on who it is out there on the mound?
It was whoever was playing first base for him.
Whoever's playing first. All right, perfect. Well, let's go ahead and take a short break and hear from one of our favorite sponsors over there at Golden Chick, why they give him a second to warm up. We'll be right back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
Golden Chick's new Golden Bowl is so big, it's a whole lot of yes and a whole lot of yum. So if you like big bowls, then we cannot lie. The new loaded mashed potato bowl is a whole lot of Golden Chick, a big bowl you can't deny.
All right, so we are back here. So Ed is first baseman, and it's a name you've heard before. It's Jackson Summerall. Yeah, I imagine that. I got my got something mixed up here. So got my 4 and 5 hitter. They're both S's, so it's actually Hunter Snyder that's been back there behind the plate. So I do apologize to Mr. Hunter. He's everything I said before, you know what I mean, still applies, but it's actually for your correct name. So I apologize. Batting 4 and 5 in the lineup, 2 S's. I just got my positions confused there. But yeah, so now over on the bump is the former first baseman, Jackson Summerall. So Summerall going to be taking over the duties against our first baseman. That is Mr. Tucker Davis. Tucker's going to have the bases loaded, 1 out here. First pitch is going to be hit in the gap.
He's got a nice base hit.
So 1 run will score. They're going to try and push it to 2 and not get it. So that was a nice throw from the outfield there. Can't deny it, as Whitaker is going to get gunned down at the plate, but it will go down as an RBI single for Mr. Davis. So now 2 outs in the inning, traded an out for a run in the exchange there. So
still got a runner in scoring position, however.
Oh yeah, dude, thank you. So that's Van Horn over on third. So Van Horn was able to go all the way from first to third on the play. So
well, it's Gavin Foote running.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, it's Foote. It's Foote. So time going to be given here as the center fielder, Wilkinson. Take an extra second to think things over, get himself back into his groove.
He said, "You make me wait, I'll make you wait."
Yeah, exactly right. Summerall's first pitch going to be around the eye level, so a little too high. Ball 1. Comes set, and that's going to be a cut and a miss from Wilkinson. But you can tell Summerall, the power pitcher here for these guys, got a lot of zip on that, so bringing in the big guns here are the Bears. One pitch going to be high. So 2-1 now the count. Wilkinson so far tonight has been called out on an interference call, also had an RBI single. And going to offer it that one. Goes high in the air.
That'll make it 2-2 there.
That it will. Young JD, that it will. So going to have to be protective of the strike zone here. And runners are moving, and Brogan Foote able to come in and score a run. Let's see here. Looks like it said we dropped out. Let me double check to make sure we're still on the air here. If we are, just don't mind me, folks. Yeah, looks like it.
So it's going to be a full count coming up here for Wilkinson. Got a runner in scoring position.
Oh, yeah, that was a pretty good pitch there from Summerall. Just able to put it in a spot that no one was going to hit it, but Wilkinson's eyes lit up, thought he had a chance at it, but he goes down for a strikeout. Well, a couple of more, or 3 more runs actually able to cross in the inning. So 9-0 is the lead here for your Panthers. Let's go ahead and take another short break. We'll come back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
For nearly 30 years, years, Carrie Harris Satellite has been the Lake area's trusted satellite and internet retailer by putting the customer and their needs first. And we here at Cedar Creek Media can attest to that. I'm JD Bird with Cedar Creek Media, and we're not just partners, we're customers of Carrie Harris Satellite, and can't recommend him and his friendly team highly enough. Stop by Carrie Harris Satellite in Athens today and ask how they can get you set up with Dish, Spectrum, Starlink, Boost Mobile, and more at 103 La Costa Street in Athens, or call 903-677-9522. Again, that's 903-677-9522.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, back to the action here. Top of the fifth. Panthers had a strong ball game. Gunned him down right there. Nolan Hall was the first base. Gunned him down right there. Nolan Hall was the first base runner for the Bears in some time, but is caught on the pad, so that'll clear things right out.
And I tell you what, Ratley was a little bit late to that throwdown as well, so that just shows you how much zip he has on those throwdowns.
Kid's got a howitzer for sure. And Offer is going to be tapped and foul there for Green. So we'll even things up 1-1. So McCrossan, Coach McCrossan and Radley had a slight conversation there, slowed things down just a tad, but now back here to it. 1-1 pitch offered at and missed by Green. That was a big cut, but a bigger curveball there, I believe is what that was. Just a big old drop off there. And again, Cam Van Horn having himself a heck of a day, getting second place in district in golf and now throwing an absolute gem here. Just the 2 hits given up so far tonight. And that,
oh man,
that one just got a little too far inside, and Green wins the exchange as he is going to eat one off the calf there. So
number 8, Spencer Fugate.
Looks like there's a substitution here, as it's number 8 coming in for these guys. That is
not on the roster there.
Yeah, I feel like every number on that roster is not correct. So Spencer Fugate. So number 8, Spencer Fugate in, take some cuts here. First pitch going to be offered at for strike 1. Honestly, that popped the glove so hard, I thought it was hit. I was looking for where the ball went, and then nobody was moving.
No, that was a power pitch right there.
That one just a little too far on the outside. I almost wonder if that was a little bit of a pitch out there. Testing Green over on first base.
Good pitch.
Gonna catch the strike zone that time.
Van Horn doing a little bit of painting right now.
And if needs some construction and painting done at your house, call his dad. That one's going to be knocked over towards first, going to get the lead runner, and that's going to be it. So good job there by Davis. Able to get the lead runner out, so we'll keep the Bears just on first.
Now batting number 3, Carson Crosby.
We'll bring up now number 3, as you heard, Carson Crosby. Crosby is a little rough for him on the mound, but let's see if he can get it back here in the batter's box. The man on. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. First pitch is going to be fouled back. The wind's starting to pick back up a little bit here. Kind of died down there for a bit, but starting to show itself again. And next pitch, low, Ratley. Oh, thought he got him again. It was another throwdown. It was a very close play, but that time able to slide in front of the tag there was Fugate. So Fugate able to move up an additional 90. But 0-2 count here, 2 strikes to Crosby. So probably just worrying about the batter here. And going to be a little low and outside. Good job by Ratley, able to pick it off the top of the dirt. Keep that runner from advancing anymore. And now going to be hit high in the air, but tailing and foul. So 1-2, going to be tapped. It's going to be a tough play, but McGilvra able to make it. So the sweet glove work by Gunnar McGilvra, able to get the Panthers out of the inning. Still sporting that 9-0 lead. And I don't think so. Yeah, no, okay, so we are going to come back out for more baseball. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a short break. We'll come back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
Hey Mom and Dad, what's one of the most overlooked safety features in a car? Everyone checks for seatbelts, turn signals, and airbags, but when's the last time you checked your son or daughter's tire tread? K&S Tires and 7 Points cares about your family's automotive safety and offers a full line of quality tires installed by a team of experts to help give you peace of mind as your loved ones drive to work, school, or run errands around town. Stop by K&S Tire today, just south of the light in 7 Points, and let them help keep your family safe on the roadways all year long. K&S Tires, great tires at wholesale prices.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
All right, back here on Cedar Creek Media. First pitch in the AB to Mr. Quade Green, going to be low for a ball. Quade started off the scoring for the Panthers way back in the first as he takes a strike there. Had a 2 RBI single, grounded out to third in his next AB, so let's see what he can do in his third set of cuts here. And
the ball right there.
Thank you.
This one going to be on the inside.
Next pitch going to be well outside for a ball. Still Jackson Summerall on the mound as well. Again, got to apologize to him for getting him and Mr. Snyder mixed up there. So Green now finds himself in a 3-2 count. Been a couple of times he's found himself in a full count tonight. That time able to walk it off, literally, as he will get the free pass to start off the bottom of the 5th. Brings up the third baseman, Gunnar McGilvra, who we keep mentioning, but it's worth overstating. District champion in golf today, and now is making a bunch of plays from third base tonight, including the one to end the top half of this frame. Drops a bunt.
That's a good bunt right there.
And he's going to run it out as well. So that will be a infield single for Gunnar McGilvra. We'll move the runner, Green, up to second. Now planted firmly on first is McGilvra, and that will bring up Matthew Ratley. It's not been his night so far at the plate. Flew out a couple of times, but also been hit by a pitch. But this is a kid that's got ice water through his veins. So if you're looking for somebody you want up during an RBI chance, he can't do a whole lot better than Mr. Matt Ratley. And again, the righty-lefty matchup here, as he is able to get back. Was going to drop down a bunt, but able to pull the barrel back. So 1-0 is now the count. The stare down ensues here. Now Ratley, the lefty, going to ask for some time. I'm going to have to ask Rick how he ended up batting left, because, you know, he's a right-handed thrower, so not sure where the lefty hitting came from, as he's able to get the squeeze bunt down. Going to try to get the play over at third, and they're going to say out.
They got him, yeah.
So I definitely looked to my eye like he was out, but I thought from the angle I saw over there it was called safe, but no. So will be a fielder's choice. And we'll bring up now the 3-hole hitter, your shortstop, Maddox McCrossin, the Madman. Got a couple of singles and a walk tonight, so officially 2 for 2, but has reached on all 3 of his appearances. Got a couple of RBIs as well. Those came back in the second inning, part of that big 5-run second inning for your Panthers. 1 out, got a man instantly running. And it looks like Snyder is going to decide to eat it. Pretty good decision on, if we're being honest with each other. As that's McGilvra out there, right? Yeah, so McGilvra.
Yeah, McGilvra, and I'm not quite sure who's.
It's Ratley on second.
On second. Yep.
But McGilvra had taken off before that pitch even was released. So if Snyder tried to gun down the man at second, Ratley, probably would be another run. So smart play by Snyder regardless. So now 0-2 here to the Madman, and he's going to wear one on the inside. Well, not wear one, but take one on the inside. Would award if he didn't step back. Keeps himself battling here. Count now 1-2. And that pitch also be off the plate. Evens things back up. 2-2 now the count. Again, Mabank nursing a 9-0 lead here. Trying to get one more scratched across. With McGilvra sitting again just 90 feet away. And, ooh, got him looking. Caught the outside half of the plate. That is just a nice pitch there. Nothing you can say. That is just a power pitch by Summerall.
That's a really good pitch.
Now here comes Ty Perkins. Again, Mabank trying to scratch across one run. Don't catch me lying, but I'm pretty sure if they're able to scratch one across here, that will be the ball game. So Perkins digging in here. He's got an RBI tonight. And pitch going to be a little too far on the inside. Ball 1. Some are all set. Delivers, ball tapped, foul. Well high. I think I have PTSD from Kemp the other night. I'm like whipping my head back every time that there's a foul ball.
You ain't lying.
So Perkins, 1-1 count, trying to be a hitter here. Some are all set. Delivers. That one's going to be a little off the plate. So 2-1 count now. Perkins being selective in his approach. Next pitch going to be high. So Perkins now finds himself firmly in the driver's seat, 3-1. I think Snyder's glove released a little bit of dirt that time. Umpire had to step back, go get the dirt out of his eyes. I saw him wiping at him.
So nice hitters count here now.
And there's going to be a balk called on Summerall.
And that is how it'll do it.
Yeah, so that will be an unfortunate way to end the night there for the Bears, but it will be a walk-off balk, and Panthers going to take this one 10-0. Still one out left in the bottom of the fifth, so pretty much can call that a dominant victory there, JD.
Oh, yeah. That was good from every single angle of baseball right there. They had full control of that ball game.
They absolutely did. So, and I think if you're going to give anybody the star of this ball game, I think you got to give it to Cam Van Horn. Now, we saw a lot of offense tonight, but he set the tone, really came out, again, striking out 2 of the first 3 hitters that he saw. Just went out and just put it out there for everybody. You know what I mean? Like you said at the beginning, he didn't seem stressed. He was real loose and relaxed and just went up there, did exactly what he wanted. All was working out for him, and hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. You know, sometimes you got to battle some adversity. Sometimes you just seems like everything's going right for you. And for the sophomore on the bump tonight, Cam Van Horn, everything was just going right.
Yeah, he had a great day already today.
Yeah.
So to add this on to it as well, I'm sure he's having a fantastic day now.
Yeah, and we've mentioned the guys out here, but before we take off, I want to just go ahead and mention the whole golf squad as I pull it up for here. So, of course, in a name that Mabank Athletics fans are familiar with, Coach Sutton. He's also the coach of the golf team. So, Jacob Steele shot a 155. Cam shot a 147. Those were good enough for 3rd and 2nd places, respectively. Lawson Shackelford also shot a 155. Just Steele beat him, or won in the shoot-off, or not the shoot-off. What am I trying to say? My goodness, the sudden death, whatever. I can't remember the extra hole playoff. I can't think right now. Again, McGilver shot a 146. He won the whole thing. Then Asher Brackenridge, he had a couple of good rounds, 88-91 for a 179. Trace Donnell, 84, and then improved on day 2 for a 79 for 163. Caden Penland had a rough first day, shot a 121 on the first day, but then came back and shot 30 under that, shot 91 on round 2. So, again, maybe not the round that he would have necessarily wanted, but we can tell you Caden Penland is a tough kid between those 2 ears. So to come back and have a 30-stroke better day on day number 2, that just tells you about the mental toughness of that kid. And then rounding it out was Cullen McFall. McFall had a 89 and a 90 for a 179 for the tournament. So again, congratulations to those guys. Congratulations to Coach Sutton, who's been having a lot of success himself this year, taking his girls basketball all the way to the state playoffs, and then also this with the golf team. So all right, well, JD, again, final from here at the bank. It is 10-0. Mabank is winners over the Brownsboro Bears. We'll be back later on this week. I believe we got softball later this week, if I remember right. So we'll be back with softball later this week. But until then, we appreciate you all being here. For Cedar Creek Media, I'm Taylor Honey.
I'm JD Bird.
We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
This concludes tonight's broadcast on Cedar Creek Media. Thank you for watching. We hope you'll join us again soon.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.